Geoengineering, also known as climate engineering, refers to the deliberate large-scale manipulation of Earth's natural system with the aim of counteracting climate change. As rising greenhouse gas emissions continue to drive global warming, scientists and policymakers are exploring geoengineering as a potential backup strategy to complement mitigation and adaptation efforts. It involves a wide range of techniques, some focused on reducing the amount of solar radiation absorbed by the Earth, while others aim to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Although still in experimental and conceptual stages, geoengineering raises important questions about feasibility, ethics, governance, and unintended consequences, making it a crucial topic in the discourse on climate solutions. Geoengineering, also called climate engineering, refers to a broad set of largely theoretical technologies and methods designed to deliberately manipulate the Earth's climate system. The primary aim is to reduce the adverse impacts of climate change by either removing excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere or reducing the amount of solar radiation absorbed at the Earth's surface. While many of these approaches remain hypothetical or experimental, they highlight the growing search for large-scale solutions to counter global warming. Geoengineering working. Geoengineering approaches are generally divided into two broad categories: removal of greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide removal (CDR). These technologies aim to direct capture and remove greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide, from the atmosphere to reduce long-term warming. Solar radiation management. These methods focus on reflecting or blocking a portion of incoming solar radiation to temporarily cool the Earth's surface and offset the effects of climate change. The following section will explore both these aspects in detail, highlighting their techniques, potential benefits, and associated risks. Greenhouse gas removal. The greenhouse gas removal approach focuses on extracting carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. By reducing the overall concentration of these gases, it aims to slow down global warming while restoring balances to the Earth's climate system. Some key techniques include bioenergy with carbon capture and storage. Produces energy from biomass while capturing and storing the released carbon underground, ensuring negative emissions. Direct air capture uses chemical process to filter carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere for storage or reuse. Reforestation and forest restoration. Expand forest cover to absorb atmospheric carbon naturally through photosynthesis. Ocean fertilization involves adding nutrients like iron to ocean waters to stimulate plankton growth, which captures carbon dioxide and store it in deep ocean layer. Solar radiation management. Solar radiation management techniques aim to reduce the amount of sunlight absorbed by the Earth and instead reflect more of it back into space. These methods do not reduce greenhouse gas directly but seek to cool the planet by managing incoming solar energy. Some of the key approaches include surface-based methods, using pale or reflective roofing materials, cultivating high albedo crops, or even altering the brightness of oceans to reflect more sunlight. Troposphere-based methods, marine cloud brightening, which sprays fine seawater into the air to whiten clouds and enhance their reflectivity. Solar radiation management. Solar radiation management techniques aim to reduce the amount of sunlight absorbed by the Earth and instead reflect more of it back into space. These methods do not reduce greenhouse gases directly but seek to control the planet by managing incoming solar energy. Some of the key approaches include surface-based methods, using pale or reflective roofing materials, cultivating high albedo crops, or even altering the brightness of ocean to reflect more sunlight. Troposphere-based method, marine cloud brightening, which sprays fine seawater into the air to whiten clouds and enhance their reflectivity. Upper atmosphere-based method, releasing reflective aerosols such as stratospheric sulfate particles or deploying specifically designed self-levitating aerosols to scatter sunlight. Space-based method, placing space sunsets, mirrors, or dust in orbit to block or deflect a portion of solar radiation before it reaches Earth. Geoengineering techniques. Geoengineering employs a range of methods to either remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere or manage incoming solar radiation. Some of the most notable techniques include bioenergy with carbon capture and storage. BECCS extract bioenergy from biomass while capturing and storing the carbon released, thereby removing CO2 from the atmosphere. Biomass absorbs CO2 during growth, and when processed through combustion, fermentation, pyrolysis, or other methods, energy is generated in the form of electricity, heat, or biofuels. The captured carbon is then stored to prevent re-entry into the atmosphere. Ocean fertilization, ocean nourishment. This method involves deliberately adding nutrients such as iron, urea, or phosphorus to the upper ocean layers. The added nutrient boosts the growth of phytoplankton, which absorbs CO2 and create a natural carbon sink while also increasing marine food production. Soil carbon sequestration. Soils can act as significant carbon sinks, potentially offsetting up to 15% of annual fossil fuel emissions. Soil organic carbon derived from plants, animals, microbes, leaves, and wood is concentrated mainly in the top meter of soil factors such as rainfall, temperature, vegetation cover, land use, and soil management practices influence associate storage and retention. Stratospheric aerosol injection. A key solar radiation management technique (SAI) involves releasing reflective particles like sulfur dioxide or finely powdered calcium carbonate into the stratosphere. These aerosols scatter sunlight and cool the planet, mimicking the cooling effect of large volcanic eruptions. However, governance and global impacts are major challenges since altering weather in one region may have cross-border effects. Marine cloud brightening (MCB). MCB enhances the reflectivity of marine clouds by spraying sea salt or other particles into them, making the clouds thicker and brighter. This increases the reflection of sunlight back into space, reducing heat absorption by Earth. Cirrus cloud thinning (CCT). Unlike MCB, CCT targets high-altitude cirrus clouds which trap heat rather than reflect sunlight. By seeding these clouds to thin them further, more long-wave radiation can escape into space, reducing the greenhouse effect and cooling the atmosphere. Geoengineering advantages. Geoengineering or climate engineering is often viewed as a controversial but potentially useful tool in the fight against climate change. Some of its key benefits include climate stabilization, helps stabilize global temperatures and offset the impacts of climate change, particularly if traditional mitigation measures alone are insufficient. Cost effectiveness. Certain geoengineering methods may prove less expensive compared to large-scale emission reduction or adaptation strategies. Complement to mitigation serves as an additional approach that can work alongside emission reduction and adaptation measures, making climate goals more achievable. Emergency response provides a good response option to cool the planet temporarily during climate emergencies such as extreme warming scenarios. Commercial use of sequestrated carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is widely used across industry due to its chemical properties and applications. Some of the major use include chemical industry used in making hydrochloric acid, dry ice, and other chemical products. Fertilizer industry, essential in the production of urea, preservation and refrigeration, applied in refrigeration systems and as an inert agent for food packaging. Food and beverages industry, used in producing baking soda, alcoholic beverages and carbonated drinks. Horticulture, enriches greenhouse environments to boost plant growth. Paper industry plays a role in pulp and paper processing. Industrial application, used in welding systems, fire extinguisher and related processes. Water treatment, helps in pH control and purification process. Fuel production, act as a raw material for producing carbon-based fuel with additional energy inputs. Packaging industry, supports the development of plastics and polymers. Construction, used in making concrete and coal tar for roads. Geoengineering challenges. Despite its potential, geoengineering faces several obstacles that limit its large-scale adoption. Uncertain effectiveness. Many techniques may not work as expected when scaled up. For example, marine cloud brightening, cloud bright, cloud trigger, unforeseen climate changes, moral hazard. Heavy reliance on these technologies may reduce the urgency to cut greenhouse gas emissions at the source, weakening political and social will. Weak legal frameworks. Current international laws are inadequate to regulate or oversee the unique challenges of geoengineering projects. Unpredictable consequences. If a project fails, it is difficult to assess how the climate system will react, creating risk of unintended disruptions. High cost. Most geoengineering techniques require significant financial investment, making implementation a major barrier.